Well, happy Tuesday. Hello, everybody. I'm back this week. Araya on Raw here, coming to you live from the heat of Nevada. West Coast is getting some heavy heat. I know it's hitting lots of places in the world, so I hope you guys are staying cool. And boy, there is, as I talked about 2 weeks ago, a real period of stillness going on. There's seemingly a lot of chaos externally, and yet there's this sort of quietude, this emptiness, and wanted to just address something for you guys because there's a lot of people new in the group, and even those of us that have been on this path for a long time. Do you ever get to that point or those days where you think, why am I doing this? I just want to be a 3D person. I just want to live and experience life and be here on the planet and be simple. And why do I have to meditate? And why do I need to work with guides? And why do I need to remember how to do this? And why am I so frustrated with it? And I'm just going to chuck it. I'm going to set it to the side. And so I want to bring that in. That was really on my heart. I think it was on Sunday of feeling what's going on with the group, where people are at, and especially worldwide, just a general sense of why do we even get on a path? Why are we on a spiritual path? And if the dragons are here, and they've been here in earnest for the last 3 to 4 years in particular, obviously they started coming in back about 15 years ago or so, before I wrote the book, and that's when they started really becoming present again. Their energy started flowing again. We started being able to connect to them again. They've always been there, but they've been in the background. They've been waiting for us to reach a certain point in the journey. And as we've reached that, we still get to a place where sometimes we get frustrated, we get impatient, or we get where it's like, I just got to set it all aside for a while. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. And you might ask yourself, why? Hi, Paul, and hello, Augustine. Beautiful from Uruguay, right? Finally, we've been exchanging emails. Nice to see you on a live. So when we get to this place of, what's really the point of our journey? Why are we here? Why do we need guides? Why are the dragons here? Why do they want to help us out? Can they really help? And those of you that have been working with the dragons in the book or your own dragon guides for some time, I just approved a post in from a beautiful woman, Armin, down in South Africa. She's in Cape Town, and she shared a beautiful, profound experience that is really on the same track of this, that she's been putting things at bay for a while. She read the book a year and a half ago and read it very intellectually and just sort of said, nothing's resonating right now. I want to work through it in the way I want to, and I'm just going to wait for the call. Well, she finally got that call because her guides and her higher self are getting impatient, and the big push, the big piece comes in of, whoa, this massive realization, this huge experience. So I encourage you to go in the feed and read her post when we're done chatting here, because she woke up to a piece of herself that she'd been refusing to see, really neglecting, and wanting to be hands off of, because it involves a lot of power. To claim your dragon, to claim yourself, to really connect to who you be, which is the whole point, is very scary, because it forces you to be in your power and your heart and your wisdom. Because when you connect into your full higher self, your soul body, your essence, which for many of you is as dragon, there is so much to that. And there's so much that if we've got issues around worth, self-worth, power, recognizing and being something bigger than we believe we can be, it's going to be very, very hard to go forward towards that and embrace it. So a lot of times we avoid the journey. We avoid really diving in because it's going to force us to shift some things in our lives. It's going to force us to change our job. Maybe it's going to force us to change our relationships or how we interact with people when we actually recognize who we be. And I will tell you that in a similar way, I might have written the book. I might have been doing my own stuff. But for different periods, sometimes a couple of years, 3-4 years at a time, I would have to set things on the shelf and let them percolate, let them sit within me and work their way to the surface again. Until I finally, 4.5 years ago, got to my final piece where I could see why I was afraid to grab my power, why I was afraid to be who I be, and acknowledge and embrace that. So what's the point? And some of you, there's a lot of you that have been following for a long time, and you sort of put it on the shelf, you grab it here and there, you go and you dabble and you do this and that, and then you do your regular 3D life for the majority of the week. Much like there's a lot of people I know who are in religions, who go to churches. I knew a lot of friends in high school that went to church on Saturday evening or Sunday, and then they partied hard the rest of the week. They lived this, and then they did this sort of on the side, and they don't blend. They have to come into it being all of you, exposing all of you, being all of you, or you're avoiding yourself. And so this is sort of a call, not out of urgency, but knowing that we are in an ascension process. We are in a window of opportunity that is the point. That the whole reason that we are incarnate at this time on the planet as light workers is to help open the gate, help build the bridge, help get others across it, because Gaia needs us. All of humanity will benefit from that. But Gaia and the collective of humanity need those individuals that have come as light workers to expand the field to the place where that it can join in its rightful energetic purpose and position in the gateway of the universe. That's why there's a lot of teams on the other sides. But they're meant, all those that came to be incarnate right now, all those of us in body, if we're not actively seeking who we be, if we are not actively putting ourselves into our path, it's almost like there is no point. Because if you are missing out on that and you're playing small and you're continuing to go to your job and diddle-daddle or fiddle-faddle on the weekends with, this is sort of interesting, I'm going to try this, and not really embracing, not really diving into it, not really seeking it, you're going to be missing potentially a huge opportunity that at some point, and I'm not sure when, as this gateway of energetic opportunity is here. It happened because there's over 5, maybe you want to call them cogs or gears in the large astrological framework of how our planets and our universe were set up, that when they're all lined up, it's, I want to say, nearly a 1.5 million year cycle, and it might be bigger than that. And when they line up, it's like gears in a lock, in a safe, that when all the tumblers align, there's a pathway. And that's why we have all this energy and all this assistance right now. That's why the ascension opportunity is here. It won't be here again for a very long time. So this is our opportunity. And there are those out there that believe, as I move along, well, we're now there. We're in the quantum field, or it's available to us, and the ascension, it's mine whenever I want to take it. And to a degree, part of that is true as long as you are a certain, I don't want to, distance isn't the right word, but if you're at a certain point in your journey of awakening where you are past a critical point, yeah, that gateway will stay open. But if you haven't reached that yet and you're sort of dabbling here and there and not really pushing yourself and not really grasping it, you may be recognizing, I'm consciously choosing right now to stay in 3D. I'm consciously choosing to stay in a comfort zone with maybe your routine is Starbucks and my office, and then I go to my gym, and then I come home and I have a glass of wine and I cook my dinner. We all have routines and habits. But if your routines and habits aren't actively helping you, whether it's the music you listen to, the books that you're reading, the shows that you're watching, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, the conversations you're having, if they're not supporting your opening, just look at it. Look at it honestly and say, do I want to be ascending? Do I want to move forward in my path and really, really take this opportunity? What's the point? Why did the dragons show up? Why are they here? What's the point of even working with the dragons? They are guides, and there are many guides. There are many beautiful beings, angelic beings, beings from the fairy realms, beings from the rainbow realms. There are so many beautiful beings that are here acting as guides, depending on what lineage you come from. But the dragons have shown up to assist not only those that are dragon, but everyone that is willing to work with them. because they know the importance of this time. Their work is finishing, so regardless, they're going to be done. But they have a very deep heart desire to see humanity, as many of humanity as possible, move across. And the gift that they bring is to not just help get to those doorways, but they help clear, release, and heal exponentially in such an efficient way. It's hands down the most radical progress and leaps forward that I've seen in any work. And I used to do different modalities and things before the dragons showed up, and even after they showed up, there were still parts of me searching through different techniques and modalities and teachings. And I will say hands down that the dragons are the only ones that made things go very, very quickly. They're about rapid transformation, and that's the point that we bring them in. That's the point that we connect with them. That's the why. And why they're here and why we're here. And just putting out a call for you to recognize, I feel like I'm, sorry, I apologize, I don't want to be on a soapbox today, but something within me is saying, you know what, the doorway's going to close. The doorway is open right now, and there are those that are literally in the midst of it, moving forward into the quantum field, because it is available now. But the window of opportunity is finite in a sense. If you don't get to a certain point on your journey, if you don't actively say, wow, this is my time, this is my window, I want to ascend, my heart wants that, show me what I need to do, and dive into it, just like Armin in her post shared. It took me a while to get there. I was resistant. I was fighting it. And she finally said, okay, yes. And she said yes because they were in her face saying, it's now or never, babe. You gotta go. You gotta see this. You need to come and remember this and acknowledge this and get this peace. It's critical to your journey, to your completion of the ascension process. And knowing what I've seen and what all the information that's come in through me about the ascension process, about where we're at within it, it's just really on my heart to just bring it to your attention. And I'm not going to say, oh, yay or nay, which way, you know, if you're blowing it if you don't. Your soul might be choosing that. It might be just learning about this stuff, and that's perfect. But if you know and recognize there's something within you that has known for quite some time that you need to push yourself a little bit more, that you need to make more time for meditation, or you need to find space to start recognizing where your guides are, feeling them, doing those pieces, those kinds of things, there's a part of you that will know. And this message is for those that are both, hello, Candace, live with me now, and those that are going to be watching the replay. There's a reason you're being called to see it, and it may be that little ounce of yeah, there is in my heart saying you need to be doing more. We've got a window of opportunity we don't want to miss, and allow yourself to take it. So I'll get off my soapbox. I apologize. I didn't intend that message to be that way, but it felt like something coming through. There's an impetus. There's an energy coming up through me today in speaking about this and speaking to you guys of it's like it's now or never. It's really time to make a move, to get serious about it, to really make your decision, your choice, what's in your heart, which way do you want to go. Start really defining clearly your path, who you want to be around, who's going to be on it with you, what direction you're heading. And if you've been meaning to make changes for some time and sort of waiting for life to push those changes forward, because sometimes we do that, we avoid and we resist until life sort of makes clear pathways and decisions for us. Don't wait, don't resist. Dive into it and claim your power and ask. All the support is there. And one of the biggest questions I get in book clubs, in Q&As that I do, even like Armin was saying, she didn't want to go through the book in order. If you have the book, or even if you don't and you're considering getting it, you don't have to work through the elementals and then the intergalactics and then the dragons of Orion. You don't have to follow that order anymore. That's been for about 3 or 4 years or more now. It's time to follow your intuition. Let your guidance, let the book fall open. Let your eyes be closed and feel, or just know, as Armin did. Gold dragon's calling me. I need to go talk to Jira. Maybe it's a silver dragon. I think there's some silver dragon out there for some of you guys. This is Rihanna, the silver dragon of Orion. She wanted to be here today, so I brought her canvas down. there's something in there for you, and just let it speak to you. Maybe look through all the symbols, and without knowing whose they are. Get a picture of all the symbols, and you can get one on the website on the lair where I have all the pendants for sale. There is a set that shows all 13 symbols all in one picture. And you can screenshot that and look at it. And just call, like, which one is calling me? That's the way to work. Let your heart guide you. Let yourself be pulled forward into that journey, into that path, because the time is now, and the window is going to close at some point. And that may or may not be real close at hand. But I know that we are literally center point. If we felt like the journey really began in earnest a year ago, and it was a month ago, it was in May, that Gaia is birthing into quantum field. The quantum field really being concretely present and available in all of its form and moving into that. We are midstream. We are midstream. So know that, all right, it may be a year, but things are moving much faster now. It may not be a full year. Allow yourself to get past that critical point in your journey if you know there's something niggling in your heart as I'm speaking of, it's time to take action. Because action is what produces the results. Action is what's going to take you into your destiny. Action is what's going to take you into meeting yourself, who you be, and merging with that. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to guide you forward, and that's why the Dragonheart program, Candace the Dragon Rider program, which may be on slate for next year, because it's their time to wake up. All kinds of stuff happening. So I'm excited about it. I hope you're feeling it, and I hope that you will take that action step and really push yourself into what have I been avoiding, what have I been resisting, and what do I know I need to start doing more regularly, more actively, and more devotedly from my heart to get myself where I need to be in this ascension path opportunity. All right, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Always good to see you. Have a fabulous week, and stay cool. Bye, everybody.